We are going to be talking about the common myths about sexual abuse. Myth. Child sexual abuse is usually a one-time violent act that involves intercourse. Fact. Child sexual abuse is the exploitation of a child for the sexual stimulation of an adult or any significantly older person. It may include obscene phone calls, exposure of genitals or breasts, showing a child pornographic materials, fondling, masturbation, oral, anal, vaginal intercourse or attempts, and the exploitation of children through prostitution and/or the production of pornography. Myth. If a molester is caught and he promises to stop, he generally will. Fact. Offenders almost never seek treatment to stop the abuse voluntarily. They may stop abusing the child with whom they were caught, but often another child is sought out. Abuse almost always continues in some form unless a report is made and the offender is in treatment with an agency or therapist who have expertise in working with molesters and issues of victimization. Myth. Most children will forget the abuse if the adults don't remind them. Fact. Children usually do not forget. They may try to hide their hurt, confusion, and anger because they believe the adults in their lives don't want to hear about it or it will hurt their feelings. They may interpret adult silence as blame or anger. Often, very young children feel responsible and guilty about the abuse. It is very important that the victims, offender, and non-abusive parent or parents be given the opportunity for therapy and support from a qualified agency or therapist. Myth. Talking about touching and sexual abuse will make parents and children uncomfortable with normal affection. Fact. All people need physical contact. Child sexual abuse should not be confused with contact between an adult and child that are fond, nurturing, or playful expressions of love. Sexually abusive contacts are for the benefits of the molester, not the child. Healthy, warm, and nurturing touching respects and recognizes the needs and the feelings of the child. Myth. If a child consents, they must have liked it. If they don't say no, it is not abuse. Fact. Sexual abuse is never the fault or responsibility of the child. The offender bears the entire responsibility for the crime, whatever form it takes. Most sexual abuse occurs not by force, but by trickery, bribery, manipulation, and misuse of authority. Myth. Sex offenders are weird, pathetic, violent older men. They are generally sexually depraved and retarded or crazy. Fact. Molesters usually appear normal in most ways. Sex crimes have been committed in all racial, religious, and ethnic groups and at all socioeconomic levels. Children are abused in rural, urban, and suburban settings, and the majority of sex offenders are heterosexual males and have access to sexual relationships with adults. Myth. Children keep the secret only if they have been threatened with violence. Fact. Children may not tell because of fear or violence to themselves or someone they love. They also don't tell because they fear blame and the possible breakup of a family. Children may feel embarrassed, guilty, and responsible because they were unable to say no or to tell earlier. They feel that this tremendous hurt and betrayal is something they just have to live with. A sexually abused child may have a difficult time trusting any of the adults in their lives. Telling is a very major and scary step for a child, and they should be given support and consideration if they choose to do so.